Nebraska's well known as a beef state, right? Of course we are. You also find plenty of dairy farms around here.
Kayla Thomas got a tour of a dairy farm in Hooper. Now she's taking us along.
What better way to celebrate National Dairy Month than actually taking a field trip to see a real dairy farm right here in Nebraska and how the milk goes from the cow to our kitchens. Today I have Lowell Mueller with me from View Farms. Tell me a little bit about the history of this farm.
Well, actually, this piece, where the dairy is set on the farm, was established in 1872. So it's been around quite a while. I have two brothers as partners. My wife is the bookkeeper, and my parents, although my dad and mom are 85 and 83, they still have an interest and still come over and participate whenever they can. We have 200 cows in our herd. We usually run 180 through the parlor, and then all the young stock. So we have over 450 head total.
And we're going to go meet some. Can we go see some cows now?
Sure.
So Lowell, tell me about the area that we're in right now.
Well, this is the freestall barn, or the housing area for the cows. They spend most of the time in here. They eat in here, they sleep in here, they drink in here, and we try to make them as comfortable as possible because we want them to be comfortable so they give us lots of milk and stay healthy. There's free stalls here that are divided for each individual cow, and they can roam the whole barn as they like and pick whichever bed they want to lay in. The water's at both ends of the barn. This feed here is called a total mix ration, and it has a blend of a lot of ingredients: alfalfa, corn silage, minerals, and then we do a lot of commodities also, like corn gluten, distillers, cottonseed. We blend these all together so every mouthful that they get is very nutritious. And we watch their weight. We want to make sure they have the proper weight, so we use that as a factor in their diet.
So these cows have it pretty good.
Well, I think they do. I mean, I take care of them totally. They don't even have to make their own supper.
All right, we're now here in the milking parlor. Milking cows is hardly done by hand anymore. How do you guys get the milk out of the cows?
Well, our automated system here has takeoffs. This records the weights of all the cows as we're milking them. If you'll see Lorena here, she's demonstrating. We're stripping the cow first, make sure that it's all open and it's all clear. After that, she'll take a pre-dip and we'll sanitize it. And then after she sanitizes, we need to wait a little bit for the milk let down. It takes about 60 seconds for the oxytocin in her body to work to let the milk down. So then we'll dry the teat off, and then we'll attach the unit. And it takes about, on an average, maybe about 5 minutes to milk a cow.
Talk about the safety of the milk that comes from the cows. How do you ensure that once it gets to us in the grocery stores, it's safe for all of us to drink?
As it gets into our pipe system, it goes through a filter and then into the bulk tank that's cooled immediately down to 36 degrees. The milk truck comes once a day, every morning, to pick up the milk, and then it goes into the bottling plant. Probably within that next day, the milk is in the store. So about 48 hours in many cases from the cow to the store.
A glass of milk is still one heck of a nutritional value, right?
Well, I think so. There's 9 essential nutrients in milk. Of course, if you figure it up, really it's only about 25 cents for an 8-ounce glass. So, you know, really that's pretty reasonable for all the nutrients that are in that glass of milk.
Well, people might not think about things like sustainability when it comes to a modern farm, but that's a huge part of what you do. Can you explain a little bit about that for us?
Yeah, sustainability, it actually almost sounds like it's a new concept, but it's not. You know, farmers and dairy farmers have been thinking about sustainability, and that is reusing whatever we can to keep in the business. And that's really what sustainability is all about. It's being able to make a profit and keep your business running. So this barn basically was built with that in mind. Well, this water goes down into a basin where we separate the solids out, and the liquids go into a lagoon. We then take that water, pump it through our irrigation systems, and use that for irrigation and for nutrients. So we use all the nutrients from the manure, put it back on the ground, and grow our crops.
Well, also speaking of sustainability in the future, we're going to go see the future of this farm and check out the calves. Now, of course, we can end our tour without me feeding a calf with one of these nipple pails. Here you go, buddy. This one's a little hungry. There we go. Okay, I think I got this down. So while I'm feeding this little guy here, Lowell, tell me about the calf barn.
Well, we built this calf barn about 10 years ago. We bring the calves up in here a few hours after they're born. We put them in their nursery, and then we tag them. If you can see their little ear tags on there, that's how we identify them. Then we slowly put them on dry feed. And then after they get weaned, we'll put them in group pens of about 6 or 8 for a couple months.
So these calves that are all around us today, these are the gallons of milk of our future.
Yes, in about 2 years, that'll be the milk.
All right, thanks. Hey, if you want more information on National Dairy Month or anything we've seen on our tour today, check out dairymakesense.com. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
I love that pail.
Yeah, that's cool.
Little
But
baby
that's
calf.
fascinating stuff. I could watch that all day.
No kidding. By the way, Kayla wanted to mention that all those cows do have names.
Yeah.
She mentioned the website dairymakesense.com. You can also connect with Midwest Dairy on Facebook, Twitter, and even Pinterest and YouTube. All over the place.
So what is a dude dad? We're going to get that answer from the man who coined the phrase.
First, volunteers are needed in Pilger. We talked about